If Earth were round and had the exact dimensions that we were given, there are certain things that we should not be able to see. And I'm about to share some videos and pictures with you guys that I have collected. These are not my own. I am sharing these with you. These are from people that are far better with cameras and infrared filters and all of that than I am. But this first one is by J. Tolan Media 1, and it's 120 miles away. And if you look at this picture with a regular camera, you won't see this far, and the horizon would be a false horizon. There are things that you cannot see with your own eyes or really good zoom cameras because of atmosphere. And these infrared filters that we're learning to use are starting to cut through the haze and show us that there are things we shouldn't be seeing, like this mountain here. This mountain, which is 120 miles away, should be hidden behind 7,351 feet of curve. That's quite a lot of curve that's missing here. And I know 120 miles, you can be skeptical of this, but if you look at it with the globe math, and the images here are not to scale, but you can see that the observation height of this mountain, you would be looking just above the tip of this mountain. And so, doesn't seem quite groundbreaking yet, but trust me, these distances are going to get further, and we're using globe math here. And again, on the flat earth model, here's what you would see, and this is what we actually see in reality. So it's fairly accurate if Earth were flat, or mostly flat with some elevation changes like you see here. It's not perfectly flat, and Earth again is just dry land. But there's the mountain. You can barely see it. It's like a ghost right there, but it's there, and we should not be able to see it. And that was just 120 miles. Now we're going to look at a mountain that is 175 miles away.
So watch here. I mean, we don't see anything here. Now this, on a normal day, people are going to look at this and they're going to come to the conclusion that this is the horizon line. It's a physical separation between where the Earth ends and, you know, it curves over, and that's as far as we can see, period. But on this specific day, the sun gets behind and creates a silhouette. So you'll see that coming up here shortly. And the fact of the matter is that these mountains are not floating and levitating in the air. They're just not. They're not a mirage. Doesn't have any of the characteristics of mirage. There's no towering, there's no floating, there's no distortion, there's nothing. That is the mountains of Canigao. Now, when you hear people say, oh, it's just this mountain here, this peak is 9,000 feet, but the rest of the mountain chain is there. So granted, can you see down to 1,000 feet or down to the shore? No, because you're looking over a vast amount of water. And again, reading these things that I read today are just more backup of that, of exactly what's going on here. But here, if you look at, this is not a mirage. You'll see this is not rising, this is not shimmering. This is the mountains of Canigao. And if you put in the curve calculator, here, you know, an eye height of 1,000 feet at that church in Alash and a target distance of 175 miles, you get a hidden feet of 12,380. The mountain peak of Canigao is 9,400. So you're talking about 3,000 feet. These mountains should be, the very tip right here should be 3,000 feet below the curve. So what do you believe in that's floating these to the top? What is lifting mountains to the top? It's just not what they say.
What you're looking at is Mount Cadillac, 220 miles away from Mount Wachusett. The video was taken in infrared. I started the video feed at Boston, Massachusetts, and I panned to the left until I reached the correct angle where Mount Cadillac would be. And when you see the picture of the mountain that I took, it matches up perfectly with the picture of Cadillac Mountain at the exact angle it's supposed to be at. We are not supposed to see this under any circumstances. You still believe in NASA now? Why has this been kept from you? But do you know why the ragtag flat earth community is winning right now? Because we have nothing to lose. What do you do when you go up against an enemy that's had a stranglehold on you for 500 years? You save nothing for the return home.